Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed our last video. Today we will consider the main practice areas at a commercial law firm. It's important to know what the different practice areas in a law firm do to understand how law firms work. Interviewers can ask about the practice areas at the interview stage, so it will be useful for that purpose. It will also be useful for those that just want to know more about the different practice areas. So let's begin. Today we will look at 10 practice areas which will be divided between 3 videos. For each practice area, we are going to talk about what that practice area is, what a lawyer in that practice area does, and we'll also consider how COVID-19 is impacting that particular practice area. The first part of these videos will consider banking and finance, competition, and the corporate practice area.
We will begin with banking and finance. Banking and finance lawyers focus on the way in which a transaction is financed.
Banking lawyers advise clients on finance-related matters, and they negotiate and document the contractual relationship between lenders and borrowers to ensure that their client's best position is represented in financial agreement.
Typical work can include acquisition financing, where banking lawyers arrange the financing of the purchase of one company by another company.
Banking lawyers also advise on general corporate lending, which is ordinary lending between a lender and a borrower, and the banking lawyer can act for either party.
They also assist on project finance deals, which can include the financing of things such as buildings, aircraft, ships, and machinery. Finance lawyers also assist with real estate finance, and this type of financing is commonly secured by a mortgage on the financed property or land. Asset financing is also commonly used for the purchase of large assets. Finance lawyers also help their clients arrange the financing for the restructuring of their company. There are also Islamic finance lawyers who ensure that financial transactions are structured in a way that is compliant with Sharia law. One of the key tasks is negotiating the terms of the financial agreements. Another key task is conducting due diligence on the opposing party. For example, if the finance lawyer is representing a bank, they will need to conduct due diligence to ensure that the borrower will be able to repay the money back on time. We will now consider the impact of COVID-19 on the banking and finance department. Governments and regulators are heavily reliant on financial institutions to stabilize the economy, so they have started to introduce some incentivization schemes to prevent the collapse of the economy.
For example, the Eat Out to Help Out scheme will be funded by banks and financial institutions, so banking lawyers will have to negotiate the terms of these agreements.
We will now consider competition. Competition law focuses on the impact of proposed transactions on the level of competition in a particular industry. Competition lawyers advise clients on whether proposed transactions are likely to be classified as anti-competitive. The work generally involves an analysis of regulation in different jurisdictions. An example of an anti-competitive practice is the creation of a monopoly. Generally, competition lawyers negotiate clearances for acquisitions, mergers, and joint ventures. They also advise clients on the structure of their transactions to prevent them from being deemed as anti-competitive, and they often represent clients in the Competition Appeal Tribunal. We will now consider the impact of COVID-19 on the competition department. Despite COVID, competition law continues to apply. In fact, where there have been suspected breaches, regulators have issued statements and warnings and have also conducted investigations. Of all the industries, grocery stores have been significantly impacted by COVID-19 because competition law prevents grocery stores from cooperating with other stores. In response to this, competition regulators have had to provide guidance on permitted cooperation. The impact of this on a competition lawyer is that they might find their work more focused on advising current clients such as grocery stores on how to prevent breaching competition law, rather than advising new clients on the structure of mergers or acquisitions, because such activity has been reduced by the virus. Next, we will consider the corporate practice area, which is generally concerned with deal execution. These deals are normally mergers and acquisitions or corporate restructurings. The lawyers in this department negotiate and draft agreements, and they also conduct due diligence to ensure that the company being merged with or acquired does not have any existing liabilities which would harm the business prospects for their clients. We will now consider the impact of COVID-19 on the corporate department. Globally, many businesses have reduced their operations or shut down, and as a result, mergers and acquisitions have been postponed or even cancelled. The effect of this on a corporate lawyer is that they might find themselves less occupied for the meantime. However, once everything goes back to normal, they might find themselves very busy because those deals will be restarted. For more information on the practice areas displayed on the screen, stay tuned.